Hey, happy Sunday! I had a very relaxing day today. I decided that I was going to chill out today, but that doesn't stop me from doing my video challenge. So today is day 32. It's day 32, and I'm basically going to talk to you 32 out of my 62 video DFT video challenge. And it's actually, like more than halfway through the challenge, which is pretty amazing. Today I want to talk to you about something really something that is plaguing a lot of people in home business, right? It's fear, okay? How to conquer fear to start up in your home business, okay? It's a big thing. We have all have fears, whether we're in home business or not, it's part of our life. But here's the question, okay, that I want to ask you, right? How do we end up accepting like the dictatorship of our system? What I mean by that is like, how is it working across the globe? How has that become, the status quo, in terms of like, fears, the whole we're living in a dictatorship kind of system, if you really think about it. Don't you think that that has got a connection with the fears that we all have as growing up? Because it's all part of the conditioning that has been put in place since we were kids. Here's the thing, is that you have a part in your brain called the Magdala, part of the brain which is at the back of the head here, right? And it's called, the scientists call it the lizard brain. It's actually what a chicken and a lizard has as a brain. As you notice, a chicken, when you get close to a chicken, it gets scared and it just runs off, right? Well, here's the thing: when certain things happens, it's just turbulence. Something is happening in our lives, right? Say example, you have your boss calling. You're in a job and you have your boss calling. What is the reaction that you get? You literally, basically, the fear activates. Okay, that Magdala brain is in control of, it controls your fears and your emotions. Okay, so the same. So the boss calls and basically they tell you to do something, or otherwise you're fired. What happened? Oh shit, if I get fired, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm not gonna get another job and I'm gonna die. That's the kind of like, scenario that how that would go, right? In the everyday world, right? Now, it's the same, it's the same, with an ambulance, or like you can hear, the sirens, outside. What is your reaction? You feel fearful, right? Well, something happens, there's an instant activation, and then you just like, you nervous, fear, starts, taking over, right? What's going on, right? Well, if something is, even when, when something, when you feel amazing, some days when you feel amazing, yeah, and suddenly something happens, it just doesn't matter, the system shut down, something like that. That just, like the example that I given you, your system just shut down and fear takes over, right? Well, and just don't quote me on that, I don't know when, school has been invented, but schools has been around for a long time, the schooling system, right? Teachers has found out that by the quickest way to get children to be compliant is to activate that part of the brain, okay? So that the kid becomes compliant, right? Now, can you see how that brainwashing has been going on since you were very little, the schooling and, the environment and, the parents, even though they don't know better, they think that they do their best, but, installing fear into children to get them to do something is something we've all have been, I know that I have been experiencing, with my parents, right? And what happened is like there's a conditioning going on, and so basically you get conditioned to be fearful, and ultimately, that's how the world has been set, is to just put fear into us, setting up systems to activate that part of the brain where you feel fear. It's brainwashing system. And people like us who are, awakened, okay, we understand that to have financial freedom, we have to conquer those fears. We have to conquer those fears. And the best gift that you can ever give yourself is to be aware, having awareness of why this is happening. And that's my whole point of me, breaking it all down to you like that, is that are you going to let your fear take over for the rest of your life and stop you from living the dream that you were meant to be living, right? It's your birthright. Or are you going to start controlling? Because that's what we do. Successful entrepreneurs have learned to control that part of the brain where it doesn't control you no more. You have removed that programming that has been going on since you were a kid, in the background, and you literally taking risks, because that's what entrepreneurs are about. You have to take risks, and you have to just literally go for your dreams and kick fears in the face, because once you start kicking fears in the face, it becomes so much easier to kick it again and again and again and again and again. So revolution comes when people like us are able to control that part of the brain. So on to you, get your power back. It's 2016. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Click on the link below at freedomwithsuzanne.com, and I will see you on the inside. Ciao.